Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, bringing you more Kingdom Hearts action, and today we're going for another normal day at the office, killing enemies, collecting loot, and being swallowed by a giant emo whale. So for today's adventure, you want to be starting from the town of Agrabah, solely because it makes traversing to our next destinations that we can't warp to a heck of a lot easier. And for the purposes of today's story, you can actually go to either one of these. It doesn't really make any difference whatsoever. But I would recommend going to the 5-star world, because basically the journey is a little bit easier, but we're never going to reach the destination whichever one we choose, because we're going to be interrupted. So just have some fun. Hang on, I'm just turning down my headphones, so I might have to get smashed around a bit here. Couldn't actually hear myself think then. I still haven't really done anything to my gummy ship apart from stick the warp drive on. So as the journeys begin to get a little bit trickier, we're going to have to face our own issues and problems with our rubbish ship here. And we're going to avoid the warp holes that we can see around the place. And just try and dodge everything. I'm certainly not trying to accomplish any missions at the moment, I'll tell you that. Just trying to arrive safe and sound. But I guess collecting items is always something we can do. Should be able to kill some of these meteors though. And collect the special items that they drop. So eventually, after traversing through the region here of space that we're going through, we should be politely interrupted. But alas, not just yet. So we'll continue killing things, collecting things, and just generally having a fun time trying to stay alive in our gummy ship here. I mean, it makes me wonder, what is all this stuff that's going on in space? Yay, more stuff to kill. Right, is that it? Are we done? No, the game's trolling us now. Oh, that was weird. Maybe this is the... Yeah, this is the cutscene that I was expecting. I mean, we've got hula hoops in space, so why not have a giant whale? Okay, so ultimately we're going to be swallowed by the whale, and as I mentioned, it doesn't matter which journey you decide to go on at this point in the story, it is unavoidable.
Sora, are you okay?
What are you guys doing? Where are we anyway? Whoa!
Oh, you know, I think that big old whale Monstro just swallowed us. And for today's weather, expect showers. Oh, heavy showers.
Hey! Who's there? It's me! Oh, it's just Pinocchio! Pinocchio!
Pinocchio? Pinocchio, where are you going? Pinocchio! Come on, everybody, after him, quick!
Right, so welcome to our new area. This is Monstro, more specifically the inside of Monstro's gut. How lovely. And all we need to do first of all is trigger another scene. And to do that we're just going to begin by swimming over to the other side here. Yes, I can see there's chests. Don't worry about that, but we do just want to get this scene out of the way first.
What have you got there, Pinocchio?
With this, we can get out of here, Father.
Really? With this big block, you think so?
It's true. So, how did you end up here, Pinocchio?
Oh my, so the whale swallowed all of you too? My goodness!
Yeah, looks like it.
My name is Geppetto. I'm Pinocchio's father. When we got separated, I traveled all over looking for him. Thank goodness we're together again. So, you seem to know Pinocchio quite well. I hope he was a good boy in my absence. Well, we've all had quite a journey, right, Pinocchio? Pinocchio!
Okay, so now that we've got control after that cutscene, we can actually start making our way around the place, collecting loot and doing other bits and bobs. There will be some new enemy types here as well, including search ghosts and also barrel spiders, similar to the pot spiders we fought previously, but with a new trick up their sleeves. They can charge at you and explode for nasty amounts of damage. So make sure you save before we head on out. So from the save point we're going to head down here where we saw Pinocchio wander off and enter into the area known as Chamber 1. And moving forward a bit should just trigger another scene for us here.
What are you doing? Come on, let's go back.
You know, Geppetto's awfully worried about you.
Pinocchio, stop fooling around. This is no time for games.
But Sora, I thought you liked games. Or are you too cool to play them now that you have the Keyblade?
Riku? What are you doing here?
Just playing with Pinocchio.
You know what I mean. What about Kairi? Did you find her?
Maybe. Catch us, and maybe I'll tell you what I know.
Oh, come on!
So after the cutscene we're going to be making our way to the next chamber, but not until we've killed some of these new enemies that I was talking about. Now the search ghosts have a little trick, and that is they like to disappear and then appear, often behind you or in other locations. Try not to go into chamber 2. So 10 experience for killing these fellas. I tell you what, it's going up now, isn't it? They don't actually have a lot of health, but it is more annoying the fact that they do like to float all over the place. But still, it's good experience, so I do recommend not skimping out and running away from those. So head back down to the lower level here. Don't want to go back into the mouth. Instead we want to enter through the opposite exit. It's kind of like a pale blue exit, I'm guessing, we could say. And alas, there's going to be more enemies spawning, including some familiar faces. You can actually get some of the older Heartless here as well. including just your standard black shadowy Heartless that we all know and love by this point, I'm sure. So take care of these. There's not that many on this occasion anyhow. Ironically, just as I said, there wasn't that many. A ton of more spawned, so I've killed those for you off the recording. Anyway, the main reason we've come in here, apart from getting that little bit of experience, is to grab this chest containing a Mega Ether. And now we're going to make our way back into the first chamber, and then up onto the next level where we can reach chamber number 2. So we'll go into there now, I think. And now we're going to encounter air soldiers as well as the other enemies we've been encountering up until this point. But we know how to dispatch those by now, I'm sure. So I'll clear this region out of enemies and I'll be back with you. So all we have to do in this area is grab the chest, of course. We don't want to miss out on our loot. In this case it's a cottage. And then we can head back into chamber 3 from a different exit. This time we'll be higher up and with more enemies to kill. So you want to clear out the enemies on this ledge here. You're going to have to be very careful not to fall. And you need at least one barrel, so try not to break these barrels either. And the reason for that is, unsurprisingly, we're going to have to use the barrels to reach the ledge above us. So I'll see if we need to move it or not. If we can just keep it where it is, let's move it, because it's too dangerously close to the edge there. Not quite there. Can be a little bit awkward. If you do get one of the barrels trapped under here and it's the one you need to use for whatever reason, I accidentally destroyed the other one, then you won't be able to pick it up, so you just have to kind of move around it, pushing it into place, which can take a bit of patience. But the ultimate aim is that you use one of the barrels to make your way up until up to this region up here, so that you can grab the next 3 Dalmatians. And from here we can see there's a bit of a gap, but we can actually make this jump. There we go. And more enemies, and then another chest. So it's a similar kind of thing on this side. Be careful not to fall off the edge when fighting those enemies. Open the chest for an Osmos G. And then we're going to use this barrel here to jump up to the ledge above us. This time you shouldn't have to move it. Just be careful when jumping on it that you don't jump down, otherwise you're going to have to make your way back up and probably have to kill another bunch of enemies as you do so. So we get another item from inside there. And we're going to try and jump across. Not to worry, it doesn't matter that we didn't make that jump. If you do fall down, all you need to do is head back through into chamber 1. It's not a long journey. And then from chamber 1, we don't want to go back to the mouth actually, we want to head up here into chamber 2. And then to get to the top of chamber 2, we make our way back through into chamber 3 and back into chamber 2 from here. And here we are in a region with lots of barrels and of course lots of enemies. There'll be some enemy barrels here as well, so remember they can explode, so make sure you dodge that attack if you see them charging at you. But this is the first time we've got to encounter those, so it might take a little bit of practice. And of course just clear out the other enemies as well. Just checking that that's it in terms of those enemies there. It looks like it is. And we actually want to make our way across to that platform over there, since it's got a nice mega elixir in for us to loot. So we're going to have to just do some other jumping across to get there. And that gives us our mega elixir item. And now we're going to jump back across exactly the way we came. So try not to fall off here, otherwise you'll have to make your way back round. And then we can enter through to chamber 5. Just ignore those monsters for now. And then we're just going to go straight through to chamber 6 on the other side. So back through to, well, first time through actually to chamber 6. And no surprise, there's going to be more Heartless for us to kill, including the new barrel monsters that we've just experienced for the first time in the second room to go previously, if that makes sense. Okay, hopefully we won't be interrupted in this room now. I've cleared everything out. So the chest at the bottom of these steps here is the next thing we're going to be opening for some more Dalmatians. And then we can head through the exit that's right next to that chest, which will take us back into the previous chamber. And to more Heartless, no doubt. So we'll take care of those. And there's going to be lots of shadows here. Something you might want to do when enemies start spawning a lot in groups is just make sure that you have AoE abilities like Blizzard, for example, on your shortcut, and then you can just take swaths of them out all at once, which just speeds things up a little bit. It's not essential, but it just helps, and why wouldn't we want to do that, quite frankly? Right then, so a couple of chests we can grab. Good old Thunder Guard G, and should be Mega Ether, I believe, over here. And also there is a Trinity mark on the floor. And this should give us a Cottage and a bunch of dosh as well. A nice amount by the looks of it. Not too shabby. Right then. So let me just get my bearings now.
That boy. He has all but deserted you for the Keyblade and his new companions, after all.
Sorry, I messed up a little bit then, but if you just climb up after killing those enemies, then you can walk into chamber 4 to activate this cutscene.
Of course you will. Beware the darkness in your heart. The Heartless prey upon it.
Mind your own business.
Riku! What's the matter with you? What are you thinking? Don't you realize what you're doing?
I was about to ask you the same thing, Sora. You only seem interested in running around and showing off that Keyblade these days. Do you even want to save Kairi?
I do.
Right, so when you go further there, you're going to trigger off some story scenes, which I don't want to do at the moment, since I accidentally ventured off into this area here by mistake. What I do want to do is, this is the area that I jumped up. That's where we killed the Heartless down there. There's a barrel you can use just to jump up and reach this place. I want to show you that there's another chest up here which we can get, and a few more items around the place. So we'll try and do this without destroying the barrel. If you do destroy the barrel, just walk into into chamber 4 and back out again. So Goofy can be a bit of a problem because his shield likes to basically destroy things. And hopefully we'll make this jump here. Not quite, so we'll need to try that again. Hopefully we'll have more luck this time. Can be a bit of a tricky jump this, I warn you. Try not to bounce off. Okay, we'll try this again. This time we won't use our Keyblade, since, well, it bounces us off completely. There we go. Just the good old traditional jump will do it, and that'll get us a piece of mithril. And And then we can jump across for more Heartless and another check. Okay, once you actually clear out the Heartless here, I have managed to do this without showing it you again. But it's dead easy. Just break the barrel with Sora, just be careful not to drop it down. And then you can loot that chest for 3 more Dalmatians, which of course is somewhat useful, I suppose. And I think there's a few more items we can actually grab from the previous area, you know, so I'm going to head back there now. Let's have a look around here. I want to make sure I do this right. There is one item I believe I've missed, so we're just going to go back and grab that now. It's quite important. And to do that, we're going to head back into Chamber 6, which is the area with the steps, the large steps here. And we're going to climb up to the final step and just use this barrel to reach another platform. And just be careful again when moving these barrels around, because Goofy's shield can be a bit annoying. And just use circle to drop it rather than throwing it. And we're going to try and land on top of this barrel, which should take us to this platform up here, giving us access to a new torn page, which is very good. Very good indeed. And there's another chest over here. I'm not sure if we can reach that from here, though. I think we have to reach it from the other platform over there, which you can see. So I'm not going to worry too much about that now. Instead, we're going to make our way back to the Chapter 4 region. So we're going to jump up this barrel here from... I keep saying chapter, I mean chamber. Chamber 4. From Chamber 5 up here, which is where we kicked that cutscene off earlier. A little bit earlier than expected, but if you haven't done that, then entering for the first time will do so. And make sure you save, because there's a boss fight coming up. But I'm going to finish things here for today, folks. So if you've enjoyed this episode going through Monstro, please don't forget to hit the like button and come back soon for more Kingdom Hearts. Cheers, folks. Bye for now.